today. Welcome to another episode of NCBeerBuzz. We're the NC Beer guys, and we're here in Cary, our hyper-local to us brewery, and we're very pleased they finally got open. We understand as of Monday. We are officially open.
As of Monday.
That's great. So we're here with the partnerships, and we're going to see some more on another piece of the tape when we go in the backside and talk with the brewer and another partner. But Stuart is a partner, Will and Kate. How can you forget Will and Kate? I was told. Keith and Mo.
That's easy.
Mo's the face in some senses because he's the one out selling the beer. I remember that part of the story.
That's true.
Keith, you got a special role or a card?
I do whatever's needed.
He does what he's needed. These guys, when we walked in, were behind the bar. You guys can be the service folks? The front end guys?
Yeah, some of them.
Good, good. And Stuart is the brains, as far as I know, or was one of the originators of the concept and the idea.
I was the originator, but I also clean the toilets all the time.
You know, the head guys have to do a little bit of everything to earn their honor.
That's right.
So as I said, we're very pleased that Fortnight Brewing is finally open here in Cary. We're on Maynard Street. What's the address?
1006 Southwest Maynard, Cary.
In Cary, and we are the only brewery in Cary now.
We certainly are.
And one of the newest in, well, the newest, as of Monday, we're open in Wake County. So we're very pleased to be here. We're going to talk to these guys a little bit about what's going on here at Fortnight Brewing. Thanks for having us in, guys.
It's a pleasure.
So tell us about how Fortnight evolved and what was the original concept and mission, and how did you get to be a brewery owner?
4 years ago, I was working with friends down at Lone Rider Brewery. They used to work with me at Cisco. And they went and set up their business. And
Summit in that crowd?
Sumit, me, and Steve. They were the three original guys. I used to work in the same team over there. And when they set it up, I went and did their first brew with them. I used to brew with them on weekends occasionally, and I just thought, if those guys can do it, I can do it, kind of thing. And it was then that I started looking around for partners. And Mo at the time was trying to set up a brewery that didn't quite make it off the ground, but we joined forces, and then it just...
Glad we met.
And your background is brewing or brewer?
No, I've brewed before. I've been in the beer industry with on the advertising side.
Okay.
So that's how we met.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so me and Mo got together, and we were just looking to start off like every other brewery in the area, you know, on an industrial estate with as low rent as possible.
And build your brand and see where it would go.
Right, that's right, and start off with maybe a 15-barrel system. But I know all the brewers around here, and when I talked to them, it was always the same thing that came back. It was, I asked them, what would you do different next time? And it was always bigger location, and then a bigger system.
We do it right to start with.
Right,
We've heard that in many people.
But you can understand why they don't do it. It's expensive to set up
Right.
something that you'll see when you go around the bike. We've got quite a large system. But what happened is a friend of mine had a commercial real estate broker, and we were wandering, looking around at all these locations on industrial units, like, you know, we just mentioned. And there was something, I don't know, something one day he just turned around and said to me, if I could find you the right place, in the right location, the right price, would you be interested? And I'm like, oh, heck yeah, let's do that. Next thing, he's showing me this place in Cary, and he actually managed to get a good deal to buy the place. And then the guy that introduced me to the commercial real estate guy said, if he's invested in their building, I want to invest in the building too. And if I'm going to invest in the building, then I'm going to invest in the brewery.
Right.
And he says, if I'm investing in the brewery, let's do it right.
And he's an active partner still?
He's very active.
Great.
Very active, yes. He's always got a sledgehammer in his hand, or he's always putting something together. And he's also got a tremendous business acumen. His name's David Gardner. He's very well known in the area. And he's been nothing but a great help. In fact, all the team, we've got a fantastic team behind us.
Well, that's what's going to make it, of course. You know that. And that you couldn't make it otherwise.
Oh, well, with good beer as well, hopefully, Glenn, as well. Too.
Well, yes, the good beer has to come. But the team is at least as important as the beer.
Yeah.
And we heard for a while Fortnight was coming. And you had some idea about what you wanted to brew at the same time as you were trying to figure out where you would do the operations.
We always want, if I understand the question correctly, we always wanted to be an English-themed brewery. I've lived over here for 9 years now, but I was drinking in England for 30 years, so I know what an English beer tastes like. And I'm normally disappointed when I try brews over here that are English style, but I mean, there's no fault of the brewers or the breweries themselves. It's just that English beer doesn't English beer tends to be lower in alcohol volume, so it doesn't travel very well. So the stuff that they're trying is really not representative of how it would taste fresh back in England.
Okay.
And I just thought, I'll try and brew my own. So, you know, for a couple of years in the garage, I was just trying to replicate the beers that I used to drink back home in my youth and middle age, I guess, as well. And that's it. I've tried to replicate those flavors.
And we're going to have some flagships and then some one-offs and some special seasonals, or how will that go?
Yep, the flagships are going to be, we're calling it an English ale, but for the craft beer people out there, it's a bitter. It's an English bitter, but for various reasons, we don't want to thrust that up on the American market to confuse them too much. And then we thought about calling it a pale ale, which again is what a lot of breweries do, to call it bitter, but our bitter, as you'll see later when you do some samples, is particularly dark, so we thought that'll confuse me even more. So we just went with the English ale. We're doing a porter, again, which reminds me very much of my childhood, the porters that I used to drink. Derek, the brewer, who you'll meet later, is working on an ESB, and we're working on a kind of a hybrid IPA fusion, West Coast hops, but the rest of the ingredients are English.
Okay.
And yeah, so we're going to concentrate on the core flagship range, and the thing that we're really excited about is that we're going to bring cask ale, and we're hoping to have cask ale on 7 days.
And you have told me this before, so I'll inject it. You mean true cask ale, not like we hear often about cask festivals and cask, and it's just the container is all the reference is, really. You mean true cask ale?
Yes, I am a traditional, I'm a purist, I'm well known for that. I think that the only thing that should go in a cask is beer and hops and nothing else. Americans have got a completely different idea to that. I'm fine with it. It's just not my idea. But we are going to be purist, and I won't sell the cask until the brewer is nailed down. Cask can be temperamental, so you have to know your beers and how they react in the cask. But as soon as we're confident that it's genuine, true to taste, then we'll have it on sale.
And will part of the challenge for Fortnight be educating the drinker in Cary or the local people as to the transition between the more national commercial brands and what they may find in a craft brewery? You
may call it a challenge. It's actually very enjoyable. I've had several Budweiser drinkers just stop in off the street, and they've asked me to explain the different beers to them. And their jaw drops and their eyes open when you give them some background into the styles and why it tastes like it does, and the history. Obviously, we've got centuries of history behind beer brewing over in the UK, so it's very enjoyable. And we've found that if we spend the time talking to the customers, they invariably come back, and then they order an English ale.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, speaking of customers, we're in the tap room, and unless I said we're going to go back to the brewery in a little bit. You're going to be open every day, most days. What kind of hours, and when can people actually come in and try the beer on site?
Monday to Friday, we're opening 3 o'clock. The closing hours we're leaving vague at the moment.
Figure it out.
We have to figure it out. Saturdays and Sundays we're going to open noon and until late. But we have opening hours. We do have published closing hours, but if there's enough people in the bar, we'll remain open. Yeah, it's trial and error at the moment.
And for those of you who've not drank a lot of craft beer in a tap room setting, there'll be no food. I assume, like other places, they'll be allowed to bring food in or order food in.
People can bring food in. I'm working with the town of Cary on the regulations. I'm really not sure what it is at the moment. I've got a lot on my plate, forgive the pun. But Will, who's an owner down at the Mellow Mushroom in Cary, we're going to negotiate with these guys to bring in their pizzas.
Great.
And then there's a couple of other restaurants that are really local and really popular. I actually put a post out on Facebook asking them what were their favourite delivery restaurants in this area, and it came back with 3. So I'm going to, including Mellow Mushroom, I'm going to contact those guys, and the plan is just to have a menu where they can just dial in and the place will deliver. So that's the aim. And we're working with Tower and Cary to get the ordinance changed for food trucks also. Oh,
I don't know, is there currently a prohibition on food trucks in Cary? I didn't know that. That's news to me.
They are illegal in Cary at the moment, but the council are discussing changing the ordinance at the moment. Okay. I think it's gone through 1 reading. I may be wrong on that, but it's due to get a reading, and they're proactively trying to change the laws on it.
And the sign out front is not beige, if anybody's asking. It passed whatever other ordinances Cary has. It's not beige, it's and it's big. So I hope that's a legal sign out
We
front.
have broken no rules that are...
Okay, good. The Cary signage is infamous. So I'll ask the whole group, I guess, is part of the deal with as many people as involved, a lot of opinions come to the table. How is the management style worked out? I mean, is it somebody's the boss and overrides everybody else, or is it a very collaborative environment here, or how?
We'll work together every time that I talk to Stu.
Well, you guys have been together for a while.
But even how he pointed out, we both started and we had ideas, and he seeked me over, right? But I see him as the leader, right? Doesn't matter what the title is, he's the leader, and we all come back to him for guidance.
Right.
So regardless of whatever we're doing, fixing color, tap handles, which account do we sell to, we all go back to Stu for the guidance.
And what kind of folks are coming into the tap room so far? So with the kind of soft openings we've had.
It's been an interesting mixture of, you got your local folks, and then you got some big groups coming in, and they've done private events here, before our soft opening. Is sort of all the experience we've had so far. But yeah, since we opened Monday, it's been a really good crowd. I've gotten to meet some really good people.
That's great.
Check them out. You got runners. You got
we got all around behind us. Right. Now, one of the things that I noticed that you are going to be interested in is being a part of the community. We know you already that you do some outreach events. You intend to settle in here and be integral to the Cary experience. I mean, as the only brewery here, that's part of what's going on here.
Absolutely. We've spent a long time fostering that relationship over social media with the local people. And we've even directly targeted the people that are local to come in and help us out with the soft openings, knowing that they'll give us a pass when things don't go smoothly, and they've actually helped design out a lot of things. The staff, they all try to engage with the customers whenever possible to get on first name terms. We're really trying to make an English feel in here, which is something that's missing from this part of America. So, we would love to be packed by locals all the time. And all talking. Actually, one of the guys, another Geordie from the same area of England, Newcastle, as Kate was working behind the bar the other day, and he just looked around and he said to me, "This is the first time I've been in a bar for a long time, and nobody's sat down texting at the phone. They're all actually talking and conversing."
Great.
Yeah,
Very good.
Yeah, so I looked around and it.
Now, if you keep that up, you'll have really accomplished something.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for your time.
Thank you, Glenn.
And for having us in. We're going to move into the back now and talk to the guy who's actually working today. He's actually back there moving grain out of the system now. And we'll be right back with you. So we've moved into the backside of the Fortnight Brewing now, and where the guts of the operation are. And we're with Dave Wilkinson, one of the partners, and Derek Garman, who's the head brewer, brewmeister, the only brewer actually here. That carries the title of brewer. They all think they can brew, but he's the one who makes the decisions. So thanks for having us again in the backside of the operation. Tell us a little bit, if you would, Dave, about the mechanics. What do we got going on here? What kind of system are we using, and how did it come to be?
So we've got a 4-vessel, 30-barrel system here.
It all looks brand new.
It is brand new. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people start with some used equipment. It all looks new.
Yeah, we shipped it all the way over from China, and we put it together ourselves. It came with a set of Chinese instructions, so it wasn't as easy as it looks.
Right.
But yeah, it's a nice.
But I
system.
hear you can put anything together. I hear you can put anything together.
Well, some people tell me that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty handy. I can put myself to most things. So yeah, we together we put it all together.
What was the challenge in the build out?
The main thing really was the control panel, which you can see behind us here. There's a lot. The system itself is semi-automatic, so we've got a lot of pneumatic valves and temperature sensors, proximity sensors. We've also got pneumatic valves that control the steam for the steam jackets for the vessels, and all that comes back into this control panel. So wiring it was a bit of a...
Did you have to know brewing to do this?
No, not really. What you need to know and what you need to understand is how to read a schematic diagram, really,
okay.
and a plan.
All right.
So, when you've got all that information, you can figure out where everything goes and put it together.
And when what's the production capacity? What are you going to hope to turn out?
So right now our capacity is around 5,000 to 7,000 barrels a year. But as you can see, the way we've engineered the site here is we've over-engineered it with expansion in mind. So we've got a large trench drain that goes down the centre here, it's a blue floor, And all we do is, as we want to expand, we simply add fermenters along that trench drain.
Great.
So we've already built in capacity. So we could probably fit another 10 to 12 60-barrel fermenters down there, which will increase our capacity to around about 15,000.
And we're not going to see this on video, but there's another big room behind us with the cold storage, and then a lot of other space for storage and even future expansion if needed.
Correct, yeah. Again, the way we've designed this is the main drain runs down the centre of the building, and if we need to expand into the other half of the building, we just continue that main drain down the centre, knock the wall that you see behind us down, and move into that space. So the building itself is split into two halves, 12,000 for the warehouse, 12,000 for this side.
We didn't say this when we were out front, but this used to be like a bouncy castle place or something in Cary. I forget what it was.
Originally it was a...
My kids came here.
Time Warner cable distribution, then a baseball batting cage, then it was a kids...
Was it halfway what you needed when you came, or was there a huge refit?
No, we completely gutted the entire building, so everything you see is brand new. Everything's been refitted.
Okay.
There was no gas in this building. We had to upgrade all the electrical outfit to be a three-phase. So we've had a brand new transformer fitted outside. We had to put in a new sewer system. Everything from scratch.
Huge undertaking, but we're glad you're open.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's get Derek's, again, Derek Garman is the brewer here, and I will tell you a little bit about Derek's background. From what I know, he has had some experience at Old Mecklenburg Brewery in Charlotte.
Yes.
And also was at Husk Hardware down in Fayetteville for a while.
Yes.
And he's come up now to the fine Wake County, Cary land, and has become a resident, and he's settled in here at Fortnight. Derek, coming into a situation, these guys all have kind of some vision, some background together. You had to kind of mesh into their vision. Was that a challenge? Was that hard?
Not particularly, no. They had a very straightforward vision, and it was when they expressed it to me, it was something I was very excited about getting on board with. With starting at Old Mac, I really like the traditional style beers, and it's just something that kind of speaks to me that it doesn't need to be wild and crazy for it to be a good drinkable beer. And so that was the main draw to to join up with these guys, and got me really excited to be a part of it.
And we said out front we're going to have some flagships, but we're going to have some seasonals and special stuff too, or?
We are. We're actually, once I've gotten the brew house running operation.
Get the basics down.
Get the basics down, because every system you move into is a little bit different than the last one you left. The concept's the same, but...
Now, this is much bigger than what you're used to at either place you've been.
Much bigger.
Right?
Yes. And the challenges of figuring out the piping works underneath and all that kind of stuff. So once we've got all that figured out, which it's coming in leaps and bounds at this point, then our next step is to actually work on a casking program to do real traditional cask beer with refrigerators up front.
You don't know this, but we heard a piece about that out front. So what do you know about casking beer?
Well, what I was originally told about cask beer is it's supposed to be served warm and flat. But that's
warm and flat.
Warm and flat. That's what I was originally told when I was first introduced to beer, and somebody told me about cask beer.
Right.
Since
you've learned differently now with these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, not just these guys, but just coming through the industry and casking programs and different breweries that have done it. That cask beer it's a living organism, and it's incredible to go from day 1 to day 3 and just take the ride with the beer.
And as we came in today, we saw some grain going out the door. What are you doing with the spent grain?
We have a local farmer that comes and picks it up, and he feeds it to his cattle. It's great.
So what do you think is going to be the challenge here?
Well, now that we're finally open and we're starting to do distribution.
That was a big challenge to get over.
That was the first big challenge. Now the next big challenge is hopefully keeping up with demand,
the production demands.
With the production demands.
Because if Mo's good at what he does, and you get some going out the door, you've got to keep the production going.
So, and since I've got a little bit of help with a volunteer that comes in, but other than that, it's just me. And so the one-man operation to keep up with it all.
Brewing every day?
Not every day, right?
Okay.
Now. With the 30-barrel batches that we're doing and just getting open, we have some backstock that can go out. And so we just need to track how it goes and adjust from there. Right now we're brewing once every week or so.
Okay.
Just to keep up.
Thanks for having us, guys. Thanks for being with us. We've been again at the Fortnight Brewery in Cary. Brand new, open on Monday, and we're looking forward to great things out of our NC Beer Guys local brewery now. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the NC Beer Guys, NC Beer Buzz. And until next time, remember, drink local and keep your beer dollars in North Carolina.